First of all, hats off to Austin Peay. Their group played hard. They played a four-quarter ball game. They were able to sustain some drives, change momentum, and for us tonight, man, it was a struggle. Uh, really don't know why that is. So we gotta go back. We gotta step into the lab and we gotta get that fixed. But man, here's what I'll say: first games provide, man, sometimes a lot of things that you look at and you scratch your head. So for us, it's a scratch your head night. I never would have thought that it would have been that type of night for us with our quarterback. I never would have thought it would have been that type of night where we couldn't, connect with these guys. Whether we were talking about drop balls, whether we were talking about missed throws and opportunities, a third down, I just thought it just seemed to be like we could not connect the dots defensively. Just too many points like in the first half. Bled way too much, and then just not playing smart. Second half, man, that penalty when we're off the field on third down hurts. Okay, and they would have punted the ball. You're coming out of halftime, and you're talking about like changing momentum, and you're just looking for something good to happen, into us. But like as I was watching the game and I looked at it and I said to myself, there's no calls, there's no 7 point or 21 point plays that could have got us out of that. Man, we had to climb ourselves out of it. Okay, like this group, man, has got to grow up real fast. We got to be resilient and we got to understand that when you talk about like the game of football, man, you got to create your own momentum. And tonight, I thought energy came in the second half early, but overall, man, just not what we expected from the Blue Raiders. So we got to get it fixed.
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned the energy coming in the second half. How do you
Mm-hmm.
keep that energy going for the entire game?
Yeah, I think for us, we've got to whether it's sideline, whether it's in our guys, um, with those first drives and having opportunities to get off the field or score points, man, you got to do it. You got to do it. I mean, we had the same opportunities Austin Peay had, right, and just didn't capitalize. And so like energy begets energy. You got to create your own energy. It wasn't anything about pregame or being in the locker room or anything like that. I thought guys were ready to go. Okay, I mean, you come out and again, you just have some things happen early that just say, okay, well, let these dudes get their cleats in the ground. Let's see how these guys are going to play, and then let's go get it. And you know what? It just looked like we were just slow boxing. Okay, they were throwing fast punches, and we were just playing defensively all night. So it just wasn't what I expected to see. None of us expected to see. But sometimes that's how it's wrapped up. You got to take it and run with it.
Went 0 for 12 on third down
Yep.
conversions tonight, 1 for 4 on fourth down. How do you keep the drive moving as you get into the next part of your schedule?
And complete balls. I mean, you got to complete throws to stay on the field. I mean, that's the biggest part of what you see. I thought Nick had good protection early. Like for the most part, I thought he had good protection. We subbed some late in that ball game, and so I mean, it sort of got sideways. Man, they did a good job, in rushing. But I saw opportunity, through those first three quarters for us to play better football and stay on the field, and we didn't. Missed way too many opportunities for ourselves, and got to get off the field defensively.
Coach, how do you regroup the guys mentally? I know physically you just go back to work. You try to get things straight. But
Yeah.
mentally, how do you get these guys regrouped? And going into the Wisconsin game, is that an easy way to kind of forget what happened this week if you go out and play well?
It is an easy way, right? It's one game. I mean, you look at the game. It's the first game of the season. You want it to be better, but here's what we all know, right? Most improvement in college football comes between game one and game two, and so they'll look at this tape and they'll see the mistakes. They'll see balls dropped. They'll see, at times, just soft and off coverage that never should have been. Some missed opportunities, in terms of squeezing the quarterback and getting us off the field on third down. Just a lot of loose change. Okay, I mean, and that's just what I saw. Whether you're talking about drops, whether you're talking about letting a running quarterback, out and bleed you on some situations, or whether you talk about, like us just not being opportunistic when our time was there. Look, just a lot of loose change. So move on, and we'll line up. I know tonight, and as soon as I get out of here, I'll go home, I'll take a shower, and I'll start watching Wisconsin.
Coach, what were some question marks going into the game that were kind of answered for y'all tonight?
Well, I mean, I look at penalties. I mean, we weren't a heavy penalized team tonight, but the reality is the penalties that we had were costly, right? I mean, just one in particular. So I thought at times, it looked like we can run the football, at times, but then there was times where, we looked like, again, man, maybe we weren't moving the line of scrimmage. So, but it's hard sometimes when you get behind the chains and you're playing from 2nd and 10 or 2nd and 15. I thought, like, for us tonight, overall, nothing really stuck out as being, like, fantastic or great. Special teams was solid. The return, we gotta get down there and get a guy down. But if it wasn't for that return, I would have said special teams played really, really well tonight because we flipped the field a lot.
KJ Minifield was seen with a sling on the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
Any update on the injury?
No, I mean he'll probably see our docs first thing in the morning, and then I'll have a better idea on a Sunday. It didn't look good like initially, but man, once I had a chance to like see KJ and talk to KJ, he seems fine. So what we got to do is just let our docs and our people figure out where we go, and then we'll update you when we can.
Any other injuries that stuck out that you are concerned about after this game? I know a couple other guys went down, but not as severely as Minfield.
No, I think we just got bumped and bruised. I mean, I saw Trey, and I saw Alex Mitchell, sort of get rolled up a little bit. So we'll see. Again, I don't think any of those are significant. But again, I'm not a doctor, and I'll wait over the next 24 hours to see what the injury report says for us.
Your two scoring drives were 5 and 6 plays, respectively. What are you seeing in those drives where you have that big play potential?
What do I see? I believe that we have the potential to score points. Tonight was not that night, and so like for me, I'm looking at it, and I got to see the film. I got to see the film. I got to see, the mix of run the pass, opportunities, the one-on-ones. Did we win them? Okay, why didn't we win them? Okay, all this sort of figures into the simple fact that, I believe we can score points, but we got to do a better job of being able to maintain drives and then be big strike explosive, when we have an opportunity. Because tonight we didn't get a chance to take, a lot of shots down the field, and when we did, we weren't even close.
And in the halftime of the game, what's that conversation look like in the locker room getting down from scores?
Talking with this group, we said before the season started, there's going to be a number of ways that you're going to have to play ball games. You're going to have to come from behind. You're going to have to, play from out in front. And this was a situation in game one where you had to come from behind, right? So I don't think there was any panic, like in the group. I thought the group really believed, like for us, we just didn't have a good first half. And so we had a second half of football. We had 30 minutes of football to come out and play. And again, came out and didn't get it done. So, like, no excuses, no explanations. We got to go to work.
Shakai Woods and Anthony Bynum seemed like they had strong games today.
Mm-hmm.
What have you seen in their jump from year 2 to year 3 inside the program?
Yeah, I'm like, those guys are going to be difference makers for us. We just have to continue to make sure, man, that we don't shoot ourselves in the foot, extend drives, man, or have these guys play to where, like drives get extended on them. I mean, these guys are productive. And they play hard, and they're going to continue to play well. We just need to play well around them. Okay, so we need everybody else to step up around them. So that's what I see there. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you kind of just said it best. Like, we weren't clicking, and it was like a number of things. Like, it wasn't just one thing. There was no connection. There was no continuity within the game, within our plays, whether it was the run game, the pass game. My accuracy was pretty bad tonight. I didn't give my guys the best chance that I could have, and I think that just kind of – we started that way. We had one good drive at the end of the first half. we put together another touchdown drive, but other than that, there was just no consistency. There was nothing. There was no energy. And I mean, credit Austin Peay. They came out, they played their game, they kicked our butt. We didn't have any answers for it, and that's on myself. That's on the offense. We didn't score enough points to win.
Nick, I know obviously the easy answer is get back to work, but how mentally do you regroup and come back from something like this?
I mean, a lot of honesty with yourself. I think the easy answer is get back to work, but we had, like I said before, we had no consistency in the run or the pass game. And I think if you just look at it, you got to be honest with your performance, with your personal performance, each and every one of us. I can only speak for myself up here. I thought that it definitely wasn't good enough for us to win tonight, my play. And, I can only do my job, and I got to give my best to my guys, and I did it tonight, and they were fighting hard. Credit to Najee. Najee had a phenomenal game. That kid is a fighter. All of our guys are fighters. Running backs are fighters. O-lines are fighters. Tight ends, I thought, played hard. Those guys are fighters, but we just didn't. It didn't click, and there was no consistency. And I think just being honest with ourselves is going to be what's going to have to happen.
Speaking of Najee, what's it been like having him on the team and just the energy he brings?
Najee's been amazing from the moment he got here. He brings a positive energy no matter what the situation was. And I'm just really glad that he got to go out and have the game he did tonight. He's a heck of a football player, a heck of a wide receiver. Great kid. Been really, really, really fun getting to know him. And, no matter at what point of the game tonight, he was hyping up his guys, which I really appreciate. And I respect the mess out of that for him. Because there wasn't a lot of bright spots tonight from anyone, including myself, but Najee did a really good job. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just goes back to being honest. Like you can't look at it and be like, oh, like this happened and Austin Peay got lucky here. Like they didn't get lucky at all. They lined up against us and they played better than us from the beginning of the game to the end of the game. So, you're going to have some harsh conversations tomorrow morning. You're going to have to be honest with yourself, like I said, and as an offense, we're going to figure it out. And I know that I'm going to do the best I can. First of all, I'll be honest with myself, and then as an offense, we're going to be honest with each other about what we need to do. And at this point, it's not even about Wisconsin. It's about, what the heck are we going to do to put on a better showing? It could be anyone. Austin Peay just came in here and kicked our butt, so it's not really about who we're playing. Thanks, guys.
I'll tell you, the defensive line was getting good pressure on Parson, but he was hard to wrangle. Talk about how frustrating that was for y'all.
It was frustrating because he a running quarterback, so we just got to finish our rushes, be better with that, and try to get him on the ground. Yeah, he was running. I can't lie to you. He a good running quarterback, so we just got to finish our rushes and try to get him on the ground, tackle better.
You all did a phenomenal job again, stopping the run, making sure, especially when the pocket was collapsing for you guys. But how do you think you're going to continue to build off of this heading into next week?
We did a pretty good job, but I feel like we got to be better. So with that, we just got to just keep chopping wood, come to practice every day and work harder every day and just continue to perfect our craft.
What are some of those areas you say get better at? What do you think needs to be improved on?
Like shedding blocks, tackling, finishing, rushes, things like that.
Yeah, DeMonte, for you, 2.5 TFLs and then a sack. Just talk about how you were able to, kind of dominate their interior offensive line tonight.
I kind of got some strength on me, so I just try to use it to the best of my ability, and just try to get off the ball every play and listen to my coaches and take coaching and just do what he tell me to do.
Yeah, DeMonte, defense kind of struggled early. You guys got down pretty big, but then you all seemed to settle in there in the second half. What kind of changed for you guys there in the second half?
We started slow, so we came together as a defense at halftime and figured out we really had a good chance to come back and win the ball game. So we just tried to come together as a defense and just play hard together as a team.
Being a veteran on this team, when Alex Mitchell went down, what were you looking to take over in a leadership role tonight?
I was just telling everybody that got hurt and everybody that went down, I tried to tell them that I got them and I'm gonna keep playing hard for y'all, and that we just gonna keep chopping wood. We just gonna keep going, playing every play one play at a time. Thank you.
tonight on that catch at the goal line that got reviewed that ended up being a touchdown. Coming from your track background, what do you feel like you stepped up in this offseason, adding maybe that jump ball ability to your game?
I've always had that jump ball ability. I've been having it in my bag forever. When I got here, I was able to make it better and try to work on getting back into a defensive back and just trying to be strong and physical. So I feel like I've always had it in my bag. It just coming here made me work on it better.
Playing with Nick Vadiato in a game for the first time, what can you speak on about him and this offense?
So since I got here, he's believed in me. He believed in me every day. He just told me to keep working. Even when I didn't have things going on, I had things a lot of things going on mentally, but he kept me in the game. So I feel like him just being a veteran and going out there and leading us every day and just working that's all it speaks for itself.
2 touchdowns and your first appearance in FBS for you. How are you feeling right now? I know as a whole for your team, but for you independently, how you continue to build off this?
I'm just keep staying consistent, practicing hard, and doing what I do best. Just me and me. I feel like everybody wanted me to be somebody else, but I just got to be me.
Najee, you talked about those mental struggles earlier. How are you guys prepared to hit the reset button before Wisconsin next week?
I think we was prepared this week. I feel like we had a good practice. I feel like we just didn't come out and execute. I feel like we just got a whole new team. I feel like everybody got to get used to playing with this unit. So I feel like we just got to keep building on this. And then next week, I feel like we can go out there and get the win. We just got to put it all together. Appreciate you guys.